So here I have everything that I need to ride year round on my bike. And I wanted to make this video not even for just, but also to remind me as the seasons change, because you go out, sometimes you overdress and then you sweat and it's cold, and that's not the ideal situation. What I found is if it is cold, let's say 50 degrees Fahrenheit or below, if you are cold the first 5 minutes of your ride, you dressed right, because you're going to warm up, it's going to even out. So that's how I kind of have set up this system so that I don't overdress. And 60 degrees and above, I'm in shorts, regular bike shorts, light gloves, and a bandana on my head, because I always have to keep the sweat out of my eyes. I sweat a lot on my forehead, so I always have to have something, whether I'm wearing a helmet with that or not. I'm always running with a bandana. As soon as it gets 60, I'm switching to pants. And these are the Troy Lee Design Skyline pants. They're pretty thin. That's pretty much all you need. And with that, when it's 60 degrees and I switch to the pants, I'm usually running these arm warmers with like a t-shirt. And these are nice because you could take these off real quick and stuff them in a pocket if you get too hot. And I've also found out over the years of riding that, I have issues with my hands being cold. I got long fingers, and my feet and my hands can get cold. And I found that if I can keep my forearms a little bit warmer, it helps hold the heat into my hands. So 60, I'm rocking the bandana, bike shorts, sometimes even a little bit of heavier glove, like these Fox gloves are a little bit thicker than the Troy Lee Designs ones that are really, really thin. But at 55, I'm generally adding a second shirt, either like 2 t-shirts or maybe just even a single polyester with some sleeves. It's not real cold yet. At about 50 degrees, I'm usually throwing in the shin guards under the pants. And these Fox shin guards, the Enduros, have the D3 in them. And the D3 is an interesting material, because what it does, it's supposed to change its structure when it takes an impact, and it's really soft and spongy until it takes a direct impact, and then it stiffens up. But what it does is, when you get it warm, it molds to your shins almost like a second skin, and it really acts as an insulator really well. I don't know if that was their intended effect also, but so the shin guards are going on at about 50 degrees. At 45, I'm going back to a t-shirt, and I'm adding in the Fox. This is the Defend jacket, and this is it has a little bit of a thickness to it. It's kind of like, I guess, like a polyester or something, but it is vented in the back. And the reason I like this jacket is because you can vent, you can put the zipper down, and you can get some airflow when you do get too hot. So 45 degrees, all I need is a t-shirt and then this on top of it with the pants. No, I don't use the arm warmers when I'm running that jacket. It's just too hot. But I probably will still keep the shin guards. At 45, it's starting to get a little bit colder. So you also sometimes, like me, I might add in, like, these are the Climb inversion gloves, and these are motorcycle gloves, but they work well when it starts to get colder. And I found that a lot of the gloves that fit tight make my fingers cold. These ones, I have pretty average size hands. These ones are a large, and they fit a little loose, which is exactly what I'm looking for, to keep heat. One of the things I like about these gloves is they got this little strap here to help you get them on, so you don't have to constantly be messing with the Velcro. I like that. They also have some kind of system here where it's a catch. I don't know if they're made, I guess they're made to attach to something, maybe a certain jacket. that Klein makes, but they have the silicone pads and they're sewn in. So, and it's double stitched, really, really grippy. They got the nose wipe on the back of each hand, and this works with your phone. It doesn't work real well, but it does work. You know, especially being that your gloves are a little loose, like you can see. I got a little bit of play in the end of my fingers. I haven't tried these out yet in real cold, like 35 degree and below temperatures. But at 45, I was perfectly fine. Now, at 40 degrees, Rock Brothers also makes leg warmers. And, you know, they go from your shin up to over your thigh. They have like a silicone in there that keeps them from stretching. There is a front and a back. I made a mistake when I bought these. I'm a skinny dude. I'm like 160. And I bought 3XL unknowingly. And when they came, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to send these back 3XL. I don't want to wear anything in 3XL ever. But I put them on, and I like the fact that they're not too tight, because your legs, you're going to be pedaling. You don't want something super tight. So I kept them. And they don't fall down on my shins. They stay where they are. They're not so tight that it interferes with my pedaling. So if you do buy Rock Brothers leg warmers and order a couple sizes up. I usually wear like a medium or a large, and like I said, these are 3XL. So, but yeah, because what happens is, you know, you're wearing bike shorts and you don't need any more insulation. Like if I were to skip these and put like long johns on or something, I'm adding another layer of insulation over my hips and area where I don't need it. Because that's where you're really going to sweat, is, you know, where you're sitting and that area. So I try not to go crazy. And this is what I do. I use these 7 pants. Only 2 reasons. When it's really cold, like 35 and below, because the extra padding on the sides is insulation. It keeps you a little bit warmer. Or if I'm going somewhere crazy where there's jumps or something and I want a little more protection, I'll wear them. But they are hotter than regular bike pants. So 35 degrees, I'm starting to go into these. At 35 degrees, I'm also probably running this instead of a t-shirt, a polyester, any kind of polyester. This one's got a little bit of a quilted pattern in it, so it's a little bit warmer underneath that jacket. I'll probably also be running like 2 bandanas. I'll probably run one around my neck. You know, something around your neck to keep your neck warmer too when it starts getting really, really cold. Now, last thing on the table here is these Hydromatic pants, these 100% Hydromatic pants. And these pants are designed to be like waterproof. If you're going riding wet and cold, and you know, they're great for that. They're perfect. But there's like a rubberized lining inside the whole pant, and they're hot. So it's got to be cold before you put these on, because you will sweat in these things. I haven't put these to the test yet in like below 30 degree weather. I would think at even like 25, if you ran these and the leg warmers, you'd probably sweat. So that's the coldest I go, is maybe 25 degrees out. And I would probably take the leg warmers. You can always take the leg warmers off, you know, if you have to. But and also when it gets that cold, I'm not wearing a bandana on my head anymore. I like these thin. These are just Amazon, you know, polyester, real thin beanies. They fit underneath your helmet, and they don't have any thick seams that screw with your head or anything. So I've also had, and I've tried to find these. These are just fleece, windproof, breathable gloves. And I bought these years ago. I think they were on Amazon. These are the warmest gloves I have. And you see how loose they fit. If it gets cold, these are what I'm wearing. I know they're not mountain bike gloves, but man, these keep my fingers warm when it really, really gets nasty out. That I use or anything, I'll answer it. And this is me riding. I generally do I try and average, like, I'm riding in flat terrain, single track trails, not a lot of elevation. I'm usually trying to maintain like a 14 mile an hour average at least. Sometimes I can get 15. So I'm not poking along. I am moving. But it's just this is everything I need to get me through the entire year, no matter how bad it gets. The only thing I would say I would switch up is if I was going to ride and say it was drizzling out, I wouldn't take this jacket. I'd take just a regular rainproof wind jacket, or rain jacket that any make. It doesn't have to be anything special. Anything that's going to block the water from coming through and block the wind, that's fine. That with something like this underneath, and then if it's really really cold, maybe even the arm warmers too. But that's pretty much everything. Other than the shoes, that's pretty much everything. And if it's the shoes tend to keep you pretty warm. I wear the Ride Concepts, but a thicker pair of socks goes a long way, to get me down below freezing if I need to. But that's pretty much everything that I need, and most of this can fit all in like one drawer of my dresser. So